Hey folks, Green Stuff Gav here. We're back with another unboxing, something a little bit different. I did an order with a company called Warmonger Miniatures. They're an offshoot from Foundry Miniatures, who carry a lot of the old Citadel stuff from like the 80s, a lot of the old Hammer style figures from different sculptors. Now they carry a lot of the orcs, a lot of the goblins by Kev Adams, who's fantastically characterful sculptor, who sculpts for basically freelance for many different companies, even during a time where he was assaulted, leading to the Goblin Aid movement, which I took part in. Now, Warforged do packs of his Orklings or Snotlings for those Warhammer Fantasy based. And they do a grab bag of random miniatures. So I thought I'd grab a set of them and we'd have a look and see what we've got. I've taken them out of the box, but it was literally just a plain white box. So I haven't seen any of these, but let's have a look and see what we've got. So we can see how tiny these guys are. Ah, look at that. It's a little Snotling with some scroll. Again, so you can certainly see the face. This is very indicative of Kev Adams's style. We got a little bit of flash in there, but not too bad. That's one of the problems with metal miniatures. You sometimes end up, but it's really cool. Little dude with a scroll. This is not a toy. This is wow. So there's actually two separate things here. So we've got what looks like a top hat with a goblin sat inside it, complete with monocle. Now, apparently, when he worked for Games Workshop, Kev would do would sculpt Snotlings almost as a byproduct whenever he had spare green stuff. And this is a shield. So you've probably seen shields like this before. This is very much in his style. Very John Blanche as well. John Blanche was obviously that's sort of stylings. So you've actually got a shield. I assume it's not a hat. No. Just a shield and a little Orkling and or Snotling. Delete as applicable. What have we got here? Oh, this is cool. So again, very Empire-esque sort of detail with all the cloths and that, and a magnifying glass, a hat with feathers in. And again, so very, not quite as pronounced as early Games Workshop stuff where everything was pointy, but that's a really cool little character on his own. That's probably why I grabbed a whole set, because A, random miniatures, and B, really cool to look at. So we've got an Orkling in a dress with a pistol, with a pair of pistols. If you can see all the detail, like the tongue, the teeth, a round as an earring. But again, all this fantastically detailed dress. All the hair with the braid in. That's really cool. Again, very much a character. Quite a bit bigger though. Now this one I have seen because I had this one before. This is little Snotling Executioner with hourglass executioner's axe. It's chopping block. See how fine these finger details are? Yeah, and bear in mind that's a miniature the size of a thumbnail. Teeny tiny. These are all quite large for snotlings, really. Ah, here we go. He says, back to actual snotling sized. This guy's tiny. Little telescope. Yeah, slight bit of flash in there, some cleanup needed between the legs. Little pot belly. But again, so if you look at the face, I don't know if you can see the face there, how characterful that is, but still looks, well, still looks similar, still is different proportions to the rest of them. That guy's tiny, teeny tiny. Because of course, snotlings, you originally would put a dozen of them on a base, a 40mm base. There's another one. This guy's pointing and picking his nose. I seem to recall these were all individually sculpted as well. So it's not like he's got a blank master where he then sculpts different details. These are all individually sculpted from scratch. This one I've also seen, because I had this one in my goblin army. Another one with a telescope. Quite a bit of moulding on this one. Again, so all this like fancy Empirist clothing. Teeny, teeny, tiny, tiny figure. Bit of a pirate crew going on here, I think. Got two in this pack. Both with rifles. So again, we're getting into the slightly bigger, where it's almost goblin sized. That lovely long rifle. He's even got a bag for his powder. In the same pack with a similar guy, but holding a shorter rifle. That's really cool. I don't know if that. I think they must count as one, because we've got 10 there. We ordered a pack of 10 and we've got 11. This guy dual wielding pistols. And again, so if we look at that face, that you'll recognize that from a lot of like second edition 40k before Brian Nelson took up the Orc line. Got a bandana on. This is a pirate snotling / goblin. Could get away with them as goblins. Those are really cool. We also ordered a bag of halflings, because I'm currently working on a halfling army at the moment. I don't know who sculpted these. These might even still be Kev Adams. It's got a knife on a stick. Very standard hobbit and or halfling. Another guy here, spear, lovely little lantern. Integral bases are going to be a bit of a nightmare to cut away, but we'll see. This guy with a saucepan on his head and a pipe. He's got saucepan lids as knee guards and a pillow on his midriff as armor, impromptu armor. Got Halfling farmer giving the scout salute. Your traditional halfling with a bow. Well, this guy's a poacher by the looks of it. He's got a little rabbit on his belt there. Again, some cleanup required, but it's to be expected with metal models. And finally, a goblin slinger. Complete with his sling, bag of stones. Again, really cheap as well. I think this whole lot come to just less than 20 quid. So that's not bad. Yeah, really quick turnaround, really nice miniatures and some real characterful stuff, especially if you're looking for to break away from sort of the standard stereotypical fantasy styles you see and go for a lot more old school, because these are all sculpted by hand and then cast in metal, spin cast. So all in all, I'll stick some links below, but definitely worth having a peruse through the website. It's bound to be something cool in there that you fancy. As always, likes are appreciated. Thanks for watching and have fun.